Fuji Denso believes that appliances are long-term investments, so it is very important to choose wisely. And what could be a wiser choice than using reliable, durable, and energy-saving appliances from Fuji Denso? Just like families and companies trusting Fuji Denso, you will see the difference when you upgrade your usual appliances to Fuji Denso HD inverter appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fuji Denso, quality above all.
Mas pinalawig, mas pinaghandaan, mas pinasaya, mas aabangan, mas pinalakas na puwersa sa radyo. Rinig na rinig at malinaw na mapapanood on-air at online. Saan man may Pilipino, sa buong bansa, sa buong mundo. Ito ang True FM sa 105.9. Dito tayo sa totoo. Simulcast sa True TV sa Signal Channel 19.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mainit at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa sports, kumpleto yan dito sa Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat nyong makilala, ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na pagpapatalo, ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Paliga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino. Pilipino, yan ang Pinoy.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang laro. Gusto mo, pag-usapan natin, ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bangon na, Power and Play na, bangon na. Power and Play. Bangon na, Power and Play na, bangon na. Pilipinas tayo na, bangon na. Power and Play na, bangon na. Bangon na, bangon na. Power and Play na, bangon na.
Carlos Yulo with 2 gold medals.
Power and Play with Noli Iona.
Nanalo na po sa unang laro ng PBA Commissioner's Cup Finals ang TNT Tropang Giga to go up sa serye nila kontra Barangay Ginebra. At yan po ay ating pag-uusapan. Makakabalik pa kaya o ika nga'y bounce back sa Game 2 ang Barangay Ginebra o ang TNT ay patuloy na mamamayagpag sa kanilang matchup against the Kings. Kaya po, samahan nyo kami ngayong araw pong ito, ngayong Sabado, dito po sa inyong paboritong kasalo tuwing almusal. Ito po ang Power and Play. Uy, bangon na mga kapatid. Kamusta po kayong lahat? At kami po ay bumabati mula sa TV5 Media Center dito po sa aming 1PH Studios. Ako po si Noli Iala na kinakamusta po lahat ng mga suki namin sa Power and Play. Lalong-lalo na po ang mga nakikinig sa atin sa kanilang mga radyo, yung pong nakikinig sa 105.9 True FM yung mga pauwi na po sa kanilang mga tahanan, galing sa kanilang mga duty, o di kaya ika nga'y papasok naman para po ika nga magtrabaho ngayong Sabado ng umaga. Kinakamusta rin po natin lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin sa 1PH on Signal TV, Channel 1 yan at sa True TV, Channel 19 kamusta po kayong lahat? Especially those in San Pablo City, sa Laguna, and of course sa Tanauan City, sa Batangas. And of course, lahat po ng mga nanonood sa atin via on-stream, yung pong Facebook Live ng Power and Play ng 1PH, and of course sa YouTube. Siyempre, hindi po kumpleto ang ating umaga kung hindi natin kasama ang ating partner at kaibigan, the man for all seasons, Jera Season. Partner, magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga sa iyo, partner. Magandang umaga sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig ng Power and Play. Ito na naman po tayo. Marami tayong pag-uusapan ngayong araw na to. At ang ating umpisa nga, katulad ng sinabi mo, Game 1 ng PBA Finals, no?
Naku, grabe. Ang simula, of course, dominado ng TNT.
Yeah.
At yan po ay ating hihimayin maya-maya. Of course, mamaya din, partner, ating makakasama sa second hour ang ating mga bisita. Unahin na natin, of course, ang head coach ng Ateneo Blue Eagles, si Coach Tab Baldwin, na gusto na naman nating makahuntahan ng
kumustahin natin.
Kumustahin
natin. Dahil, di ba, dati talagang nasa limelight siya. Biglang ngayon,
medyo tahimik.
Lalong-lalo
na dahil tahimik din yung kanyang koponan.
Kakalampagin natin.
Kakamustahin po natin ang development ng Blue Eagles and of course sa kanilang paghanda patungo sa UAAP season at ang mga hot takes niya sa mga issues pagdating sa sports. And mamaya din po, the Great Revival is back, ika nga ha. Yan po ang Tour of Luzon. Naku, kami ni partner Jera dito, alam na alam namin yung Tour of Luzon. Lalong-lalo na ngayong tag-init. Diba? Ganyan talaga lumalabas ang Tour of Luzon. At nag-anunsyo na po ang organizers ng bagong Tour of Luzon 2025 at atin pong sila makakausap mamaya. Ikaw, partner, sino mga natatandaan mo dyan sa Tour of Luzon na yan?
Kaya nga, reminiscing yan dahil simulat sa pool na tayo, bata pa lang tayo at nakikinig tayo sa radyo. Wala pa masyadong TV noon.
Wala pa.
Dahil
wala pa.
sa
radyo lang yan.
Sa radyo lang
sinusundan. Kaya yung imagination mo lang nangunguna na ngayon si Joseph Malve. sa trangko, nasa trangko, di ba? 25 kilometers away. Nakakatuwa. At ibabalik po. Sana nga magkaroon pa ng media coverage at yan po itatanungin natin sa ating mga bisita mamaya, ang organizers ng Tour of Luzon 2025, si Mr. Patrick Gregorio ng Duck World Philippines at si Mr. Ari Perez ng Metro Pacific Tollway Corporation. Maganda yan. Magandang proyekto yan para sa atin ngayong tag-init.
Mabuti naman, partner, at na-recognize nila na buhayin itong Tour of Luzon.
5 years.
5 years
na nahimik, na nawala. Sana and of course, sana makita ang kahalagahan ng cycling. Kasi yan ang isang sport na talagang pwede mag-excel ang Pinoy. Lalong-lalo na tayo, all year round, pwede kang magbisikleta. Wala naman tayong winter
Correct.
Diba? So, although mainit nga tuwing tag-init. By the way, mga kapatid, kayo po mag-ingat dahil tumataas na talaga ang ating temperatura. At kung kayo nasa sa labas, nagtatrabaho sa mga construction, o di kaya mga Metro Aid, yung MMDA, mag-ingat po tayong lahat.
Di ba, ang MMDA, Boss Chairman
Martes,
binigyan nila ng break time yung mga traffic enforcers.
Kailangan lang.
Dahil nga sa init.
Sa tindi ng init. Kaya po, lalo na yung mga motorista din, konting kalma lang sakali. Kayo ngayong umiinit, lalong umiinit din ang ulo.
Lalong umiinit ang ulo.
Yung mga tiga-Barangay Ginebra, mainit kaya ulo. Medyo,
Palamang. At natalo.
Kasi kahapon po, mga kapatid, nagsimula na nga ang serye ng Commissioner's Cup Finals. At doon po sa Mall of Asia Arena, talaga namang mainit na mainit ang labanan. At yan po ang ating tatalakayin ngayong umaga sa ating unang segment dito po sa What's the Score? Isang yugto na naman sa TNT Barangay Ginebra rivalry ang nagbukas. Naka-first blood ang TNT sa ikatlong beses na finals matchup ng dalawang koponan sa nakaraang 5 PBA Finals. So, what's the score? Hihimayin natin ang mas umiinit pang rivalry at mga predictions sa Commissioner's Cup Finals. At kagaya na nabanggit ko, partner, this is the third straight time na nagtatapat itong dalawang koponan na to, mga kapatid. And of course, sa dalawang unang beses na sila'y nagkita in the most recent meetings nila, nanalo ang TNT. At ito na naman, panalo na naman sila sa game number 1. Medyo dumikit ng dulo dahil naka 4-point shot si RJ Abarientos, si Ron J. Pero ika nga, the whole game parang dominado ng TNT.
Totoo, partner, no? Mapapansin mo, pagka pumupunta ng 10 points na yung Hinebra, Barangay Hinebra,
Pag bumababa,
pupukol na naman ng TNT.
alam mo, diba last week nakausap natin si Coach Tim Cone at ang sabi niya, RHJ, RHJ, RHJ. And what a game by Ronde Hollis Jefferson kagabi, mga kapatid. Almost a triple-double. He did not play without any he played without any relief, di ba? At ika nga, tinapatan niya at siguro nalampasan pa niya si Justin Brownlee.
Kaya nga sabi ko nga, partner, kanina nag-uusap tayo bago mag-umpisa yung programa, no? Dati, sino ba yung tinatawag natin na Mr. 100%?
Dalawa yan. Dalawa yan.
Sino
yung una si Norman Black.
Norman Black, 100%.
Yung pangalawa si Sean Chambers.
100%.
100% yan.
110% na to si Ronde. 110%. Walang pahinga Pero kita mo, yung bandang dulo, sumisigaw pa
Oo. Parang
sumisigaw pa siya.
ganado, diba? And talaga namang siya ang heart and soul itong TNT Tropang Giga, leading them to their first win. At para po, lalo pa nating himayin itong ating pong serye, ito po kasama po natin ngayon ang basketball analyst and of course, coach. Walang iba kundi si Eric Reyes. Magandang umaga, Coach Eric.
Hi, Coach Eric.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's nice to be here again. It's nice to exchange ideas and sharing of the game last night.
Oo, nakakatuwa at nakasama ka namin muli and especially now that we're in the thick of or at least nagsimula na ang serye ng Commissioner's Cup Finals. You know, before we begin, what is the thing about this series na sa tingin mo bakit laging maganda yung matchup nitong TNT tsaka Barangay Hinebra, Eric?
Well, when you're in the finals, kadalasan naman talaga, there's always a premium on defense. That's one. And we've seen that how Coach Tim would always tell his players or tell yung team niya, kailangan nakafocus ka talaga sa defense. Defense wins championships. It's a cliche-ish. Madali na parating pag-usapan yan. We've seen it time and time again. Pero ganun talaga you've seen it. Like maybe in the elimination round, medyo nag-a-adjust, nagkakapaan, pero pagdating sa playoffs, nag-iiba na yung mga teams. And these two teams have really been proving that they've been very consistent with their stellar play.
Oo, ibang-iba. Well, okay, so let's begin with game number 1, Eric. When you look at the numbers in the semifinals, you look at the numbers of the conference, these are two teams that have had the best net rating in terms of their defense and their offense. Ang Hinebra sa semifinals nila had a whopping 118 points per game. And ang kanilang depensa allowed only 101. That's a difference of about 17 points. TNT is not so bad, but in this particular game, dominado ng TNT ang Hinebra. What do you think were the keys? Ano nagawa ng TNT kagabi that gave them this first, strong start in this series?
Well, they had a good start. In the second quarter pa lang, I was monitoring the stats, RHJ naka 12 points na, si Pugoy naka 12 points na rin. I was just covering it from the statistics point of view. So doon pa lang makikita mo kagad na and of course Coach Chotres did mention that si RHJ nga sinabi, yes, defense really wins championships. Yes, defense kailangan mo talaga yan. But that good start in the end, Noli, it's really all about putting that ball in the basket. Everything starts from the defensive end to fuel your offense. And that's one thing that TNT did very well in the first half alone. Maganda yung start So Hinebra would have to make some adjustments. We all heard the interview of Coach Tim Cone. He was really disappointed. Nawawala sila doon sa mga defensive schemes nila. I'm pretty sure that ever since before, si RHJ kasi magaling din siya dumipens. He was known to be a very good defensive player in the NBA. So, nadadala niya yun dito. Dagdag pa dyan, yung ganda ng kanyang opensa is simply unstoppable.
Partner?
Well, actually, para sa akin, no, TNT played really well. But I don't think ang Ginebra last night was not at their best. Dahil maski na yung free throw ni Scotty Thompson, dalawang kapos.
Nakita ko yun.
Diba?
Nakita ko yun.
Parang,
Oo.
ba't ganun? And even Justin Brownlee, he was not his usual self.
Well,
For me, kaya malaking tsansa na sa game 2.
medyo dito bumangon. But
Babangon.
let's stay with game 1 here, Eric.
Yeah.
And clearly, there were some advantage that pinakita ng TNT. But let's take that out first. It's been, sabi nga ni Tim Cohn, when we asked him, ano magiging key dito sa series ito? And all he said were 3 letters. RHJ. Yun lang ang sinabi niya. And Ronde Hollis Jefferson was simply, inspiring. Huwag na natin sabihin he was perfect, but he was truly inspiring.
Yeah,
Played without relief, almost a triple-double, and whenever they needed a basket, siya ang pumupukol, lalong-lalo na in the absence of Jason Castro. Itong RHJ factor, how does TNT, you think this can continue? And ano naman ang sagot? Anong antidote dito?
Anong antidote? Anong sagot nila against
Barangay
RHJ?
Ginebra?
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm trying to look back at my career as a defensive player to stop a guy like Ronde Hollis Jefferson. Ang hirap kasi may tira sa labas, tapos mabilis din dumrive, very athletic, matangkad, he's lengthy. But the matchup will be good. Maybe Troy Rosario can also put the clamps on him. Maybe Coach Tim can also put Scotty Thompson on him kasi you gotta force the guy to really be at least more predictable on what he's going to do. Hindi mo kasi pwedeng gawing kakainin ka niya sa labas, titirahan ka niya, kaya niyang shumot. He's a very good perimeter player. He can shoot a 3 also. Pag pinostehan ka niya, may fall away. Napakahirap depensahan ng fall away ni Ronde Hollis Jefferson. So maybe the best person would be, you can put Scotty on him, pupostehan niya si Scotty, at least alam ni Coach Tim kung saan siya manggagaling. Ang hirap rin naman dumobble because when you double team a guy like that, he's such a good passer. He has very short vision.
They will be open.
Mautak maglaro and that's the most important thing. And maganda pa doon, natulungan, nandiyan si Oftana, meron kang kick out kay Pugoy. So there's so many, going through the minds of Coach Tim, hindi ka pwede magsag, hindi ka pwede mag-zone kasi ang daming shooter ng TNT.
That's right.
So, the most important thing is maybe you could get the ball out of the hands of Ronde and then full denial ka na kagad, parang papahirapan mo siya. But like I said, you can only limit a guy like that if Coach Tim can be able to make use of his offense, his triangle offense, kung paano niya pwedeng i-break. Pero yun nga, maganda rito kasi on the coaching standpoint, you got 2 great coaches here.
That's another thing.
So been partners for a long time in the game of basketball. They were both magkalaban, nagkasama rin sila. Diba? For the longest time, during our days in Alaska and all that.
Yes.
So it's a solid matchup. So alam nila yung bawat isa yung galaw sa isa't isa. So again, it's going to be the players already who will have to make that adjustment, to make that effort, to really make sure that there will be more possessions in a game. Para sa akin kasi, yung mga rebounds dyan, yung mga extra effort, hindi mo na yan mabibigyan ng You cannot anymore put that in the stat sheet. Those intangibles will really come into play. And I think Ginebra has also players like that who can match up well with TNT. TNT, ang dami nilang players na masisipag. Takot lang nila kay Coach Shot kung hindi sila sipag, lalo na in the finals.
Actually, partner, when you look at that game kahapon, ang laki ng nilamang ng TNT sa harapan sa first half. They were up by 16 at the half. And yung second half, actually, nakabawi ang Ginebra. But it seemed like medyo masyadong mabagal yung simula nila. And again, you get this feeling. Kasi ang ganda ng semifinals ng Ginebra. Tandaan mo, halos ang kanilang scoring, ang depensa nila was almost perfect against Northport. Ano kaya, lalo na si Justin Brownlee, do you think that nagsisimula na rin yung konting pagod dito? Although matagal sila nagpahinga.
Matagal sila 1 week 1 week nagpahinga sila
Parang kontrapelo no?
Pero Coach, I would like to ask you your take on the performance of of Malonzo last night. Parang hindi siya masyadong up to par yung laro niya. Although pinapasok siya, di ba?
Oh, he was given minutes.
He was
I think
given
he
minutes.
only scored 2 points kagabi. And again, he averaged 17 in the semifinals. So, again, Eric, sinuguro tama rin. I also want to know what's your take on Jamie's performance and of course his role dito sa Barangay Ginebra.
I remember I covered the game against Northport in the semifinals, yung natalo sila, and Northport really played a great game. You know, dominado ng Barangay Ginebra yung serye. The only difference that I saw that time was in that game number, I think that was supposed to be the clincher game number 4. Pero hindi nangyari. Northport played very well. Ang isa pa, ang Barangay Ginebra, konti lang yung assist kagabi. Hindi yan pwede,
right.
lalo na against a good defensive team, you need to have more assists to have more easy baskets. In that Northport series, we've seen that Ginebra was very good in moving the ball, except for game number 4. Hindi sila masyado nakapag-ikot ng bola. Ang Northport naman ay nanalo in that game because they had more assists. And Ginebra, ganyan na ganyan din yung nangyari. Mabagal yung start in the first half. Parang malamya yung laro. Malonzo, definitely he's a key factor there. Even Coach Chot gave credit during the pre-finals interview of both teams. Sinabi niya, iba yung team ngayon. 100% si Malonzo, nandyan si Troy Rosario. Those two names were mentioned in that interview, in that panel interview. So para sa akin, those two players have to play a key role.
Yeah.
Yung mga Brownlee, Scottie Thompson, all those guys, yung Stephen Holt, counted na yan eh. They have already been there, done that. So yung mga bagong dagdag, those are the surprise packages that Ginebra can make use of. Kung masama lalaroin ni Malonzo, kung malamya ang start ng Barangay Ginebra, in any final series, you want to get the jump out in the opening bell pa lang, in the first half alone. And if that doesn't happen, even through my experience, ang hirap bumalik sa isang serye kapag mabagal ang start. You have to go toe-to-toe in the start. You cannot allow one team to blow you off. Biggest lead ng Barangay Ginebra, around 18 points kahapon. Ng Talking Text or ng TNT. Mahirap yun eh. Pag yan ang nangyari, that will be a big problem for any team. Yes, sure, Ginebra has the firepower to get back in the second half. Pero once kasi one team gets that confidence going already, kahit humabol yung isang team, medyo kontrolado mo na kasi ang galing ng import mo eh. Meron kang RH dyan. So may pamatay sunog ka parati.
Yun nga yung sinasabi sa akin. I remember Raiko Toroman used to tell us na wag mong bigyan ng kumpiyansa yung kalaban. Kung pwede, sirain mo na kagad ng kumpiyansa. Because once they get their confidence back, they obviously can get back their momentum. But here's another thing, Eric. Alam ko kahapon nagsimula ang TNT, si Coach Chot, using Kelly Williams and a seldomly used player na si Brian Heruela in the starting unit. Iniwan niya si Ray Nambatak, iniwan niya si JP Eram sa bench para sila ang pumasok to boost their bench scoring. And obviously here is the chess game coming in now. Dahil alam natin na wala si Jason Castro sa TNT. How big was that move para sa TNT? Iniwan mo si Nambatak and Eram, and then of course nag-pick up si Kumbuntin and of course si Aurin, and that really was the dominance of the bench ng TNT, and they were able to counter itong Barangay Ginebra.
Before you answer, ako rin I agree with you, partner. I was quite surprised na binigyan na maraming minutes si Heruelas.
And he did play. He played well.
He
Nung
played
third
well.
quarter, ang ganda na pinakita niya. Eric, what is your take on that particular aspect ng ginawa ni Coach Chot kagabi?
When it came to the series with Rain or Shine, and TNT, when Jason got hurt, I felt that could have been the opportunity of Rain or Shine to be able to get past TNT. And yet, Coach Chot has a lot of those guys, Orin, Heruela, those guys that you did mention a while ago. Those are the guys that were able to step up. Solid rin kasi yung presence ni Ray Nambatak dyan eh. And of course, yung coaches would always have a surprise package in every game. So ngayon, the ball is on Coach Tim's side. Mag-adjust ngayon sa series because wow, can you imagine, nanggaling sa bench yung mga key players and yet those guys na inuna mo nakapagpakita ng maganda. So that is going to be a big impact on the series, most especially, let's only talk about game 1 kasi pag yung second unit mo, ginamit mo siya sa starting unit, pag nag-click yon, that would really be a good, parang magandang senyales yan kasi nakita mo na yung second unit, yung mga bench players mo off the bench, gumana kagad sa simula.
Gumagana.
Yes, tapos wala ka pang Jason Castro dyan. So, if TNT would be able to they were able to survive rain or shine, and they won. And then now they're in the finals. If they're able to survive Barangay Ginebra without Jason Castro, malaking bagay yan because ibig sabihin, nagtrabaho ng maayos yung bench mo, nakatulong sila, lalong-lalo na wala yung isang key player who is a point guard who can stabilize things and who has great experience already when it comes to situations.
Yeah, I totally agree. Even Ray ng Batak, talagang he performed well filling up the shoes of Jason Castro.
On the other hand, ang Ginebra, talagang they need to get their bench going, no? Jeremiah Gray was put in. Ito ikaw, you were under Coach Tim also, Eric, and you know that si Coach Tim likes a short rotation pagdating lalo na sa finals. But ito bang pagpasok ni Malonzo, ni Jeremy, yung pagbalik nila, no, Jeremiah Gray, now he's forced, quote-unquote, to use
more than 7
more than
players.
7 or 8 players now dahil bumalik yung Gray eh. Yung RJ Abarientos tuloy, even si Troy Rosario, parang nagkakaroon ngayon ng nababawasan ng minuto, including si Maverick Ahanmisi, no? So what do you think will Coach Tim do here? You think he'll still go with 9 players, 9, almost 10, or sa tingin mo ba meron siyang isasakripisyo dito sa series ito in terms of adjustment?
Ako, I don't think, because ever since before, nung panahon ko pa, si Coach Tim ganyan talaga yung rotation. Tama ka, Noli, ganyan talaga siya mag-rotate ng players. In fact, nung time na yun, pagdating sa finals, hindi naman ako talaga nakakalaro na. At nasa bench ako noon and I would only play maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes in a game, pero hataw ka na kagad sa simula pa lang. So, that would really take its toll on Jeremiah Gray and all the guys coming off the bench because hahataw ka kagad eh. These guys are coming off an injury also.
Yeah.
So, play, ang pinakamahirap kasi dyan, papasok ka ni Coach Tim and I had this exact experience. Second overtime, dun pa lang niya ako pinaglaro. And
medyo malamig ka pa.
Ay, nako. There's no such thing as malamig at that moment because you're in the finals and that was your only opportunity to shine. And then wala ka nang magagawa doon eh. So, tough luck. I mean, that's how Coach Tim is. He's still a great coach. He's the winningest coach in the PBA. So, who question that kind of style of play? So, again, he will definitely rely on the starters. So, since masama nilaro ni Malonzo, hindi siya masyado nakakontribute, that will really take its toll and put pressure more on the guys coming off the bench, the 6, 7, and 8 guys na kailangan doon magpakita ka ng maayos. Kasi kung hindi, sasagarin mo si Justin Brownlee, sasagarin mo guys, of course, sila Stephen Holt, which for defensive player who has a little bit of offense too, diba? He has to really up his offense. Japet Aguilar, ganun din. So, tendency is mabubugbog yan. And in a series like this, it will definitely be important that the bench will really contribute. But yun nga lang, syempre, we all know the kind of style of coaching that Coach Tim will do. So, that really remains to be seen. On the 3 to 5 to maybe 6 minutes of playing time, makakapagpakita ba ng maganda yan? Si Coach, yung mga guys coming off the bench. And kitang-kita naman kahapon, ginamit na kagad ni Coach Shot yung kanyang bench to keep his starters fresh. And that's going to be the chess match. Will Coach Tim, go out of his comfort zone of using around 7 players in the finals? Will he go to the 8th and the 9th position? So that if ever makapagpakita yon, then that will be a big plus, a big relief for the guys who are starting in the game and are playing more than 30 minutes a game in the finals. Lalo
na pare, in terms of size, talagang, when Japet picked up his 4th foul, napilitan siyang iupo and, lumiit ang Barangay Ginebra. In the meantime, ang TNT, they started with Kelly Williams, JP Eram coming off the bench. Really, the size of TNT played the factor. Now, as a final parting shot here, Eric, ang isang factor na hindi pinag-usapan dito, which may be an intangible, partner, is that ang TNT, if they win the Commissioner's Cup, will put the second jewel to their potential Grand Slam or Triple Crown. How big a motivation is this right now for Coach Chot and the boys. And of course, in the other side, alam ni Coach Tim yan dahil dalawang Grand Slam na si Coach Tim na nakukuha. You think that is an intangible that is right now being used by TNT?
That will always be a battle cry. But having RHJ there, the most important thing here, to these both teams, they're great teams, well coached. They have imports who can qualify, who are allowed to play in the Governor's Cup and even in the Commissioner's
Correct.
Cup. Diba? So, big advantage.
Talaga, oo.
Imagine, wala tayong import na malaki na pumasok in the finals.
Oo,
Pareho Governor's Cup eh. Para tayo nanonood nga ng Governor's Cup ngayon eh.
Oo
Diba?
nga. Oo.
Those big guys, over 6'6" ang height, they're out. Diba? So you have
Chemistry
to-
pa rin, chemistry.
Chemistry pa rin.
Ang chemistry pa rin is very important and yes, it creates kasi a lot of matchups eh. Sila coach team gustong-gusto nila yan kasi pag kumuha sila ng malaking import pwede mo nang itapat si Junmar dyan, pwede mo nang itapat yung malaking import mo. Pero ito hindi eh. Sino babantay ngayon doon sa import? Local kadalasan yan. Diba? Kasi minsan mako-force ka mag-import to import ngayon. So there will be a lot of matchup problems. That's why they like that. Now going back, itong opportunity ni TNT would be great kasi can you imagine, well, sa bagay, malayo pa naman ang serye. But in their minds, there's a golden opportunity here that should makalusot sila sa Barangay Ginebra but mahihirapan sila dyan. It's going to be a good opportunity for them to get the Grand Slam. Pero, ito ang babigat dyan.
Oh.
When I had this opportunity back in 95, we won the second championship already. Papunta na kami sa Governors noon. We were thinking of Grand Slam, but the hardest thing is the closer.
Talaga.
How to
Oh, talaga.
the third conference. And we missed it. I'll go down in history as a team that almost.
Oh.
That could have been part of my resume, a part of my basketball career.
Correct.
Grand Slam, pero hindi umabot so sayang. But like I said, any team would always have that motivation to get the Grand Slam because of course, nandyan yung mga incentives and all that. But in the end, diba, it's greatness that we're talking about. And it's not easy. It's only a coach team who was very consistent and maybe Coach Norman. Yan yung mga nakaka-Grand Slam lang kasi consistent yan day in, day out.
Oh.
So
Mahirap
again,
talaga
it really
ito.
remains to if they will be motivated to get it done. But yes, when you have a good import like RHJ there will always be that opportunity except hopefully that everyone remains healthy. Jason Castro is also already out. And of course, hopefully makabalik siya. But, kailangan ng TNT na maging kompleto if you want to look that far. But like I said, we're still only in game number 1. Marami pang mangyayari in the series. Coach Tim has a lot of cards up his sleeves to counter the greatness of Coach Chot as well.
Well, libre nga naman daw ang mangarap. So siguro right now, ito ginagamit lamang para bigyan sila ng magandang vibe, di ba? Going into the finals.
Ayoko mangarap, Noli, kasi dati nangarap ko pala. I missed that opportunity, sayang. But like I said, it's history.
Your name is still etched in history, Eric, as one of the best defenders that the PBA ever had. And of course, somebody who lasted because he played his role to the hilt. That a lot of respect to you for what you've done for the game. Eric, maraming salamat sa oras na binigay mo sa amin.
Thank you so much, Coach Eric.
We're going to continue to monitor the series and I'm sure you will. And sana makasama ka uli namin pagka medyo lalo pang uminit itong sharing ito. Maraming salamat.
Anytime. Take care, guys. See you guys again.
Thank you mga kaibigan. Ang ating pong kaibigan, basketball analyst ng One Sports and of course, dating Alaska great, dating Ateneo great, Coach Eric Reyes ang ating po nakasama. Again, partner, libre mangarap
Libre mangarap.
But that's a huge motivation, yung Grand Slam.
Kung mangyari yun.
Yun na lang, partner, ang wala sa resume ni Coach Chot. Sa dami ng kanyang championship achievements, Grand Slam ang wala. I know that any coach would want that. Iilan lamang ang nakagawa niyan, 3 lamang. Baby Dalupan, Norman Black, and of course si Coach Tim Cone. So any coach would want that on his resume. So abangan po natin ang patuloy na iinit pa at umiinit na serye between TNT Tropang Giga at Barangay Ginebra Kings. Bukas po ang Game 2. Diyan po sa I think sa Mall of Asia Arena pa rin. Bukas po yan ang Game 2 ng serye ng Commissioner's Cup. Alright, bago po tayo mag-break, bago po tayo magpatuloy, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today!
Thank you!
When we return, Cash or Bash time at mamaya po makakasama natin Coach Tab Baldwin sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng Joyride. Ang oras po natin, 8:35 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
True FM.
Sa 105.9, dito tayo sa totoo.
Long night.
Kailangan pang maghintay sa pagdating ng bagong araw. Pwede namang mag-drive na muna. Kahit man sandali magpahinga.
Magpahinga na muna and perk up at Dunkin'. Pasalubong ng bayan.
Whirlpool Appliances brings you a new era of home living, where we are all about sensing what matters. Elevating your lifestyle has never been easier. From Whirlpool washers that adapt to your laundry needs, to refrigerators that extend the freshness of your food items. As an American pride for over 110 years, Whirlpool is dedicated to creating innovations that truly matter. Experience the Whirlpool Sixth Sense innovation. Whirlpool, sensing what matters today. Making your world a little easier. Whirlpool. Fuji Denso believes that appliances are long-term investments, so it is very important to choose wisely. And what could be a wiser choice than using reliable, durable, and energy-saving appliances from Fuji Denso? Just like families and companies trusting Fuji Denso, you will see the difference when you upgrade your usual appliances to Fuji Denso HD inverter appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fuji Denso, quality above all. Prepare delightful dishes every time with Technogas Technique appliances. Experience excellent cooking results with Technogas Technique's premium selection of cooking ranges, range hoods, built-in hobs, ovens, and kitchen appliances. Technogas Technique combines elegance, functionality, safety, and durability to enhance your skills and passion for cooking. Make Technogas Technique your cooking partner and fill your kitchen with appliances made to last. That's the Technogas Technique.
Long night.
Kailangan pang maghintay sa pagdating ng bagong araw. Pwede namang mag-drive na muna. Kahit man sandali magpahinga.
Magpahinga na muna and perk up at Dunkin'. Pasalubong ng bayan.
Prepare delightful dishes every time with Technogas Technique appliances. Experience excellent cooking results with Technogas Technique's premium selection of cooking ranges, range hoods, built-in hobs, ovens, and kitchen appliances. Technogas Technique combines elegance, functionality, safety, and durability to enhance your skills and passion for cooking. Make Technogas Technique your cooking partner and fill your kitchen with appliances made to last. That's the Technogas Technique.
Long night.
Kailangan pang maghintay sa pagdating ng bagong araw. Pwede namang mag-drive na muna, kahit man sandali magpahinga.
Magpahinga na muna and perk up at Dunkin', pasalubong ng bayan.
Relive the magic of the 80s. Ticket One presents the iconic OPM band Neo Colors in Tuloy Pa Rin Ang 80s. Featuring special guests Gino Padilla and the concert queen Pops Fernandez. Witness the extraordinary collaboration of these three musical icons in one intimate show. This happens on March 29, 8 p.m. at the Music Museum. Grab your tickets now at Ticket World and Ticket One. Tuloy Pa Rin Ang 80s is brought to you by 105.9 True FM.
Fuji Denso believes that appliances are long-term investments, so it is very important to choose wisely. And what could be a wiser choice than using reliable, durable, and energy-saving appliances from Fuji Denso? Just like families and companies trusting Fuji Denso, you will see the difference when you upgrade your usual appliances to Fuji Denso HD inverter appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all. Upgrade your home, upgrade your business with Fuji Denso. Quality above all.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
True FM.
On 105.9. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Babalik po tayo sa Power and Play ngayong umagang ito, and of course gusto lang nating batiin lahat po ng ating mga suki sa lahat po sa buong Pilipinas, lalong-lalo na po ang ating mga kaibigan diyan sa panig ng Bulacan, partner. Marami tayo, meron akong mga nakasabay nung kami po ay naglaro diyan sa Beverly Place sa may Pampanga ng golf. Meron tayong mga nakilalang nakikinig sa atin mula sa Bulacan. Doon po sa Bulacan at saka dyan sa May Kawayan. So kinakamusta po natin lahat ng mga suki natin po sa Bulacan, partner.
Okay. Maabigya kabusan at sikay namin. Di tayo Linggay Pangasinan. Ang aking mga pinsan na nanonood ng Power and Play. Kamusta kayo dyan? Kaya ito, lahat. At also, si Jojo Tamase nag-text. Sabi ko, bigyan mo ako ng detalye. Hindi naman nagbigay. Pero congratulations sa kanyang inaalagaan na team na naging champion sa East Ridge golf tournament.
Jojo, hindi ka nagpaparamdam, paano ba naman yung M2? Wala man lang ako nararamdaman dito.
Suportado nga ng M2 tong team na to . Kaya, medyo namamalat ako. Kailangan ko ng M2,
Kamusta, Jojo? And Zunito, of course. Zunito. Tamase. Uy, happy birthday nga pala sa aking pamangkin, si Lance Cruz, anak ko na kapatid. Happy birthday, Lance. I hope yung ating pickleball ay magpatuloy. Isang pioneer yan sa pickleball. Ang sarap din maglaro po ng pickleball.
Happy birthday, Lance. Basta yung pickleball na yan, masarap yan sa hotdog. At saka,
iba naman yung pickles yun.
Sorry.
Alright, bago po tayo magpatuloy, isa muna pong announcement, of course. Patuloy po ang ating Tapa promo sa Joyride. mula sa Joyride Super App. Napakadali po para manalo ng 1,000 pesos JRPay wallet credits. Download the latest version of the Joyride Super App. Kuhanan ng screenshot yung pong app's home screen at ipadala ang screenshot sa Power and Play FB page via private message. Isama nyo po ang inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number. At kayo po ay pwede na manalo ng 1,000 pesos JRPay wallet credits that you can use for Joyride Delivery, MC Taxi, yung motorcycle taxi, Joyride Car, Joyride Taxi Cab, at ang Joyride Super Taxi na nagmumula po sa ating mga terminal sa NAIA. Ha? So yan po ang Joyride Top-Up promo sa Power and Play. Alright, and we are ready to roll sa ating pong susunod na segment, ang inyo pong paboritong Cash or Bash. At ang Cash or Bash ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. At ngayong araw pong ito, mga suki natin, veteranong mga sports journals ang ating makakasama. Ngayong umagang ito, walang iba kundi si Sid Ventura at si Ray Hoble. Magandang umaga, Sid and Ray.
Good morning.
Ayan.
Hi, good morning, Sid.
Magandang umaga. Magandang umaga, Kong Noli. Thanks for having me again.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Hi, good morning, Ray.
Jera, good morning. Sid, good morning.
Hi. Good morning, Ray. Good morning pala kayo sa
Siyempre, mga kapatid, basta Game Magazine ni Sid Ventura po yan. Ha? Huwag niyo pong kakalimutan
Binabasa
yan.
ko yan.
And of course, sa Manila Times naman, si Paring Ray. At ano daw, Paring Ray, digital content producer ka na ngayon ng Manila Times. Ganun ba yun? Ba, galing ah.
Nag-evolve na si Manila Times eh.
Oh,
so,
napakaganda.
Meron na rin kaming TV eh.
Galing.
Streaming channel. So, I'm interviewing yung mga players, mga athletes while they're driving.
Wow, ang galing ha. Oh. Ganun din naman yung format ng Game Magazine, di ba Sid? Parang ano na rin, online to?
Well, yes. Strictly online kami actually.
Talagang
Diyan na talaga papunta.
Diyan na lang talaga ang papunta. And it's very nice to have all of you dahil kailangan natin ng ganyang klaseng content eh. Alam mo naman ng mga Pilipino
Ayan, pakita mo, Sid. Yung t-shirt.
Ayan, kita mo. Ayan, paano naman kami?
Paano naman kami? Ganda niya na.
Padadala mo kayo.
Large lang or medium pwede na rin.
Ako pagka bago kumain, extra large. Anyway, partner, bago tayo magpatuloy sa mga topics natin sa Cash or Bash, I wanna get your, alam mo, recently, itong recent matchups ng Denver at saka ng OKC, napakaganda eh. Kasi ito, parang, ito yung merong dalawang player na tumatakbong 1 and 2 pagdating sa MVP race ng NBA. Si Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, at saka si Nikola Jokic. At alam mo sila, partner, parang nagpapakitaan, ha? Yung isa gagawa ng 40, yung isa naman gagawa ng 30-20-20. And right now, it's really a toss-up. Momentum has been shifting. But I'll ask you muna siguro, Sid, if you were to choose an MVP right now, sinong MVP mo? SGA, Jokic?
Leaning towards SGA ako right now, Kong. He's the best player on the best team. One of the two best teams ngayon sa NBA, and medyo ridiculous yung stats niya, no? And you usually reward that yung being the best player on the best team, and he's having a historic season also for OKC. Problema kasi kay Jokic, parang he's normalized na what he's been doing. Kasi parang nasanay na tayo. Pero he had that, last week yata, first ever 30-20-20 game in NBA history.
Na-spoiled tayo.
Na-spoiled
30 points,
tayo.
20 rebounds, 20 assists.
Grabe talaga.
Pero tingin ko they will lean towards it.
Alam mo ba that in that stretch, yun ang sinasabi ni Sid, partner? He had, in 3 games, 90-50-40. It is just a historic run para kay Nikola Jokic. Grabe.
Actually, tama yung sabi ni Sid dyan eh. Parang nasanay na tayo.
Ordinaryo na.
At saka, compared to how SGA plays vis-a-vis with Jokic, mas spectacular yung galaw nung isa. Yung isa bonjing type
ganun lang eh. Diba? Papasa-pasa.
Pag-aanggaang lang pero pumapasok. Kaya parang nothing spectacular.
Oh.
Just
But
the stats.
I want to move to another topic para sa iyo, Ray. Now, alam natin na ngayon dinideliberate na ng PBA itong entry ng Star Horse shipping line sa PBA, yung bentahan ng Star Horse, rather ng Terra Firma to Star Horse. If you are in the PBA shoes, anong gusto mong makita at commitment mula sa Star Horse? Ray, what do you want to see para maging kampante ka na itong team na to napapasok ay mag-iiba ang timpla mula dun sa pinanggalingan?
Well, that is if they make it to the PBA after all, no?
Ano bang balita? Ano ba latest? Ano ba nakikita natin, naririnig mo, Ray?
Well, right now, no, the way I see it, kasi nga nag-invest na ngayon si Star Horse sa San Sebastian Stags eh. So, kinuha na nila yung basketball program na yun and looks like it's going to be their plan B. If ever na hindi sila makapasok dito sa PBA. And that's the way I see it. No? Kaya nga gano'n na ginawa nila. And at the same time, forming a competitive MPBL team in Basilan.
Oo.
Mukhang tagilid
Well, may mga naririnig din akong gano'n, no? And again, we will not be surprised dahil alam naman natin ng PBA, kailangan nila maging very, very meticulous.
Yeah. Tsaka keeping it real, di ba? The only parang magmamanage ng ganyan ay dadalawa lang na pwede magsuporta ng collegiate team, amateur team at saka professional team. Dadalawa lang yan.
Conglomerate lang.
Conglomerate lang yan.
Napakabigat nung ganong klaseng gastusan.
Conglomerate lang yan.
You know, I'm also, sad to report na yung Ateneo Blue Eagles tinalo yung MPBL team ng Basilan sa isang practice game. No, again, this is all very quiet, but clearly there is some issues. But of course, we're hoping na magkaroon pa rin ng additional teams ang PBA. Yeah. But again, hindi naman basta lang dagdagan. Ang importante dito maging very competitive. And we'll see. We'll keep on monitoring itong developments na to. Alright, well, gentlemen, alam nyo na ang drill dito sa Cash or Bash. Simple lamang, if you agree with the issue that we will be raising, isang soundbite o quote o video, cash. At kung kayo naman ay walang seal of approval, ang inyong isasagot ay bash. Walang tama, walang mali, bato-bato sa langit. Tamaan, wag magagalit. And let's begin with our first Cash or Bash topic of the morning. Itong patungkol sa paglalaro ni Steph Curry na ngayon siya ang nag-iisa sa 4,000, grabe no? 4,000 made career threes si Steph Curry at madadagdagan pa ang all-time record na yan habang patuloy na siya po ay naglalaro. Kaya Cash or Bash, mukhang untouchable pero may makaka-break din sa total 3 record ni Curry. Cash or Bash, may makaka-break pa sa record ni Curry. I'll begin with you, Ray. Go!
Well, Commissioner, anything is possible when it comes to record, no? But that 4,000 career 3-point shots might stay as an NBA record for many years. Much like the all-time scoring record ni Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, di ba? Remember that, di ba? For a while, we thought that Kareem's record was untouchable. Even when the closest one chasing the record, Karl Malone, has already retired. Then here comes LeBron James, who just a few years ago eclipsed the record of Kareem, and even at his age now at 40 remains to be at the top of his game. And we can expect a similar thing with Curry and when it comes to his own record. And up to now, we don't see anybody else chasing him, and he has a chance to pull away further, no? And I think I'm leaning towards Cash dito, Commissioner.
So Cash na may makaka-break sa total 3. Sid, ikaw, do you agree?
Yeah.
Do you agree with Ray? Go.
We'll never say never, no? Pero think ko for now bash ako dyan. I don't think medyo nasa rarefied air yung record ni Steph Curry na yan, along with Wilt's 100-point game and yung 50 points per game average niya for one season. What makes Steph kasi very unique, no? 3 factors yan eh. number one, longevity. 16 seasons na siya naglalaro at a very high rate pa rin. He's playing still a lot of minutes. And then number two, yung volume niya of shooting. No, he actually averages almost 4 3-point shots made a game. Okay? So, siya yung highest yun in NBA history. Tapos, pangalawa yung accuracy. For his career, he shoots 42% from 3-point distance, which is in statistical terms, that's a very good rate. So yung tatlong factors na yun is what really pushed him above the 4,000 3-point field goals made na plateau. Tapos tinitingnan ko yung list of all-time 3-point shots made. Number 2 si James Harden, who's still playing pero he's shooting at a lower rate than Steph. Saka medyo nag-slow down na rin si James Harden. And sa mga active players, just Damian Lillard, number 4, and former teammate niya si Klay Thompson. Pero they're also not shooting at the same as Steph Curry. So, when si Lillard is younger, baka siya pwede, if he continues at this rate for the next, kinumpute ko na ito kanina, for the next 7 years yata, kailangan maglaro siya ng 82 games per season. Tapos, mag-hope siya na mag-retire na si Steph para ma-overtake niya. Diba? So, for now, bash ako. Pero, again, never say never. Kahit nasabi ni Ray, we never thought that Kareem's all-time scoring mark would be surpassed. Pero, dumating si LeBron. But for the next 10, 15 years, tingin ko that, and Steph is still adding to that record. Hindi pa siya retired.
Parang si LeBron. Parang si LeBron.
Diba?
He's still adding on to his...
Baka tapos siyang 4-5. Baka even 5 pa. So, for now, fasya ko. Untouchable yung record niya.
Partner?
Well, I agree. Yung kay Ray Cash, di ba? Kay Sid Bash. Ganon din ako eh. I mean, it's a very generational thing. Kumbaga, katulad ng sabi ni Sid, di ba? Hanggang ngayon naglalaro pa si Steph Curry eh. At patuloy pa rin yung dinadagdagan niya statistical points na yan. In the same manner, parang sinabi mo, kay Manny Pacquiao, 8 division champion. Di ba? Mahirap gawin yun. Generational yan. Nagsimula siya sa pinakamababang weight hanggang umabot ng junior. In other words, in time, it will be broken because all records are meant to be broken. Pero ang tanong, kailan? Di ba? Kaya tama eh, cash and bash. Yes, mabre-break yan in time, probably after 10, 20 years, di ba? Pero as of now, mahirap. Mahirap agad ma-break.
In other words, ang point is, it will be broken. Records are meant to be broken. But again, ako feeling ko rin is, it will be broken pero hindi pa pinapanganak yung magbe-break. Or maybe nagretiro na. Kasi si Alan Kaydik, retirado na. Tsaka si Jimmy Alapag. Hindi ko sana kung
At saka retirado na si John Papa.
Si John Papa. Diba? Oy, mga 50 greatest yan. So, iboboto ba natin si John Papa sa 50 greatest? Hindi pa na-nominate yan. But anyway, sa akin, it is cash, may makaka-break. Pero as far as I'm concerned, because nga of that saying, records are meant to be broken, it will take time. But as of now, and the current players, I don't think anyone will break it. Hindi pa napapanganak. We don't know. Hindi pa naglalaro sa NBA. We don't know how the career of Cooper Flagg or whoever else will play. But again, records are meant to be broken. In the meantime, let's just enjoy Steph Curry in all his glory in his final years dito sa NBA dahil talaga namang he is one of the greatest players and maybe the greatest shooter of all time sa NBA. Alright, let's go to our second matter of the morning. Isang second topic natin dito. Ito yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina tungkol sa napipintong pagpasok ng Star Horse. And let's just assume na sila ay papayagan ng PBA. Nangako ang may-ari ng Star Horse Basilan na hindi sila magiging, quote-unquote, farm team. Kasyo Bash, kayang maging contender ng kasalukuyang lineup ng Terra Firma Jeep sa susunod na conference na hawak na sila ng bagong owner na Star Horse. So let's begin with that. Sid, do you think kaya maging contender? Kasyo Bash, go!
Given their current roster,
Current roster, yes.
No additions or subtractions, basya ko dyan. Kahit na palitan yung coach, if you're looking at their lineup right now, they have a promising rookie, Mark Nonoy. No, but then Terence Romeo and Stanley Pringle, they've been slowed down by injuries. Kevin Ferrer hasn't been himself also since his injury. And if I'm going down this lineup, parang wala akong nakikitang impact players talaga sa lineup nila. Now, if they get the first overall draft pick sa PBA draft, madagdagan yun ng quality rookie, and if they can sign a couple of free agents, pull off some trades, pwede. Pero given the current roster of Terra Firma, I can't call them a contender for next season. Medyo malabo sa akin.
All right. Ray, anong tingin mo? With the current roster at ang hahawak, let's say, is Star Horse, do you think they are going to be contenders? Go!
We've been
Bumiling ka lang,
for so long. Yung maging contender sila, no? But it seems we're getting tired of it. So, up to now, I don't see them becoming a contender, whether Star Horse is coming in or not. But the way I see it with the current roster that they have, aging at all, and then they have the number one pick. We don't know who's going to be the number one pick. But then again, with the constant changes happening in the team ng Terra Firma, kasi wala naman sila laging permanente. Lagi silang palit ng palit eh. So ang nangyayari is, we don't know kung anong direction talaga nila. So dun pa lang makikita mo na ano na talaga eh, yung question about being contender is really a big question, no? So for me, it's really a bash.
Bash. Partner?
Eto.
Dalawang bash.
Dalawang bash.
Oh.
Ito, sagot ko.
Oh, sagot mo.
Nakita nyo to?
Oh, yan. Blanco.
Blanco?
Oh.
Oh. Isisirox ko lang to sa sinabi yung dalawa. Parehas na parehas.
Bash na bash.
Bash na bash.
Oo. Kagaya sinabi nga ni Ray, matagal na natin iniintay doon. Ako, even with this current roster, well, they have a few guys. In fact, nasa kanila pa nga si Christian Stanhardinger, di ba? Dapat maglaro yun, pero hindi na nga naglalaro din. Maybe they'll get a couple of guys, but at the end of the day, again, the commitment. It is the commitment of this new group. Itong papasok dyan, kung makukuha itong Terra Firma Jeep. I think itong koponan ngayon is sayang. Ako, nangihinayang. But I think it's time for them to just completely rebuild. And maybe if they can really do something really good, sige, mag-trade ka kung bago kang owner, pero kumuha ka na talaga ng maganda na para pang-rebuild mo in the future. But I think if you just go by this lineup, it will take a long time bago muling makabalik ang Terra Firma Jeep, or at least yung lineup na yon patungo sa Star Horse if ever mapasok sila.
Dagdag ko lang sorry na sinasabi kanina ni Sid yung lineup lang, no? But I think even the entire coaching staff should be replaced.
Ay, talaga.
Total overhaul.
Tatlo na lang na.
Total overhaul.
Yan lang yata ang team na may 3 coach lang.
Malay mo, yung mamaya kausap natin, baka may mag-offer doon.
Alright, let's go to our third and final topic of the morning. Ito ay patungkol na naman sa NBA, kung saan sa likod ng league leading record, a 56-10 record ng Cleveland Cavaliers at 15-game win streak. Dapat bang ituring ang Cavs bilang paboritong team na pumasok sa NBA Finals? Favorites na ba sila? Cash o bash? I'll begin with you, Ray. Go!
We've seen teams that were considered as flash in the pan through the years. It's not easy to figure out at this time whether they're contenders or pretenders. And we've seen things in the NBA before, or even in the PBA. We've seen the Seattle Supersonics before considered as a powerhouse, naging number 1 seed pa sila noon, losing to Denver Nuggets, an 8-seeded team before, no? Kaya Dikembe Mutombo, no? And we've seen Dallas Mavericks, an up-and-coming team noon, losing to the Steph Curry Golden State Warriors din, nung 8-seeded squad din, no? And coached by the late Don Nelson. It's remarkable na itong nagagawa ng Cleveland Cavaliers now, 15 game winning streak, and yung best record nila nasa at home 30-4, and with the record na 55-10, which means tying the 5th best start in NBA history. But whether All-Star Donovan Mitchell can take this team to the next level, that remains to be seen. And for the Cavs to take their game to the next level, they don't have to rely on Mitchell or anyone, but they need to rely on everyone.
Alright. Well, ika nga, wala pang napapatunayan up to this point. But Sid, sa tingin mo ba, paborito na sila with this kind of record ng Cleveland? Go!
Well, the Celtics fan in me wants to say bash. Pero the objective fan in me says cash. Kasi yung 15-game winning streak nila na yan, actually pangalawa na yan in the same season. Remember guys, they opened the season also 15-0. So nakakadalawang 15-game winning streaks na sila this season. And last week, nung kala ko panalo ng Celtics, lamang ng Celtics 25-3. Sipin mo yung score na yun, 25-3, nahabol pa ng Cavs, nanalo pa sila. No, sakit panoorin yan. So, are they contenders to make it to the finals? Yes, definitely. Everyone has to take them seriously. Hindi biro yung record na yun na 56-10. Diba? Baka 70 wins yan. At the rate they're going, they will only become the third team to hit 70 wins. So yeah, I think the league has been put on notice. No? For me, hard to admit, but it's a East ngayon. I think Cavs are the team to beat.
Sakit sa loob ni Sid ito. Partner, ikaw, anong tingin mo, partner?
Well, mahirap kasi magsalita eh. Ika nga sabi nila, bilog ang bola. No? Although, the record is very impressive. Diba? Kaso, the possibility of making it to the NBA Finals, there is a big possibility. But is it more likely? Hindi pa natin masabi. Dahil unang-una, for me, given the lineup of the Cavs right now, and not to parang binababa ko yung kalidad ng coach nila, kulang pa sa experience eh. Katulad ng sinabi ko, what happened to Northport, di ba? Number 1 sila eh. Di ba? Pero pagdating na dyan sa pukpukan na, sa seeded sa 8, di ba? Hindi mo masabi eh. Baka doon sila madapa. So most likely, hindi. Possibility, yes.
Bash ka. Well, ako, I have to, kahit na alam mo, tingnan nyo lang 55-10, they have a 15-game win streak. Sila po ay may net differential of plus 11.3, which is the second highest dito sa NBA right now, behind only the OKC Thunder. They have an 8.5 game lead sa Boston, and they are in the division, sa kanila they are 11-1. This is a team na tama nga, no? Maybe in terms of manpower, star quality, wala pang napapatunayan. But yung sample size nito compared to the PBA, napakalaki. This is already 65 games in na medyo they have shown 3, yung sinasabi ni Sid, 2 beses na nag-15 game win streak. Actually, 3 times na silang may double-digit win streak. And in their last 15 game win streak, they have averaged 110 points per game. Isa lang team ang gumawa niyan sa kasaysayan ng NBA, the 1986 Boston Celtics.
Uy, Boston!
Is considered to be the best Boston Celtics team of all time na nag-champion. So ako, I will have to say, at this point, I think ang Cavs should be considered the finals favorite, and I think they really have a strong case na wag na natin silang pagdudahan, but I think they've already proven. Now it's a time for them to prove themselves a little more. Well, masakit man tanggapin pero Sid, yun, tandaan mo na nanggagaling ako sa bilang Philadelphia 76ers na walang nangyari sa season namin. Kaya wag ka na walayo yan.
Nakaka-relate.
Sobra. Again, Ray.
Joel Embiid,
Ako, trade everybody. Ay, nako. Pero maraming salamat, Ray at Sid, for the time you gave us today. Sana magpatuloy tayo magsama dito sa Cash or Bash. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Sid and Ray.
Thank you.
Gera, Sid, thank you. Bye.
Salamat.
Maraming salamat, mga kaibigan. Si Sid Ventura ng The Game Magazine at of course si Ray Hoble ng Manila Times. Abangan niyo po yung kanilang mga online publications dahil yan na po talagang napakaraming content na pwede kayong mabasa at mapanood dyan. Alright, talking about mapapanood, well, shift na po tayo sa ating po mga viral videos at sa pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop. Ang title ball, ito maganda to ha. Ang title ball ng video natin ngayong umagang to ay Wrong Career. Maling career.
Mali ha.
Panoorin niyo po itong video natin ha. Roll ha. Ito po ay cameraman yung nakabilog na nakita nyo. Aba, kayang-kaya makipagsabayan ni Kuya sa takbuhan. Actually, kumukuha siya ng litrato, pero parang mas mabilis pa siya. Partida na, may buhat pa siyang equipment. Parang nasa wrong career yata itong batang ito. Diyan din po ang ating stop and pop. Kita mo naman yan, partner. Kaya mo pa yan? Hindi abutan eh.
Wala pang rhythm yan, ha? Hindi gumagano yan, ha?
Walang kamay, no?
Walang kamay, oh.
Alright. When we come back, mga kapatid, dito po sa Power and Play, ang ating po mga kasama, ang mga organizers ng bagong Tour of Luzon 2025, Mr. Patrick Gregorio at si Mr. Ari Perez at si Coach Tab Baldwin ng Ateneo Blue Eagles. Sa inyo pong paboritong Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng Joyride. Ang oras po natin, 9:09 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple. Smart ako.
Sa True FM.
Sa 105.9. Ang oras, 9:12.
Ang oras sa True FM ay hatid sa inyo ng
Whirlpool Home Appliances that make everyday living so much easier. From washers, dryers, refrigerators, microwave ovens, cooking products, to air cons, air purifiers, and dishwashers. Each Whirlpool appliance combines elegance, efficiency, and performance to help you take better care of your family every day. Give everyday care with Whirlpool. Prepare delightful dishes every time with Technogas Technique appliances. Experience excellent cooking results with Technogas Technique's premium selection of cooking ranges, range hoods, built-in hobs, ovens, and kitchen appliances. Technogas Technique combines elegance, functionality, safety, and durability to enhance your skills and passion for cooking. Make Technogas Technique your cooking partner and fill your kitchen with appliances made to last. That's the Technogas Technique.
Maraming nanganganib sa kanilang pananampalataya. Sa kabila ng unos, ang kanilang pananampalataya ay patuloy na nagliliyab ng liwanag at pag-asa. Ngunit siya na tumagal hanggang sa wakas, ito'y magsisiligtas. Matthew 24:13. Repent, turn to Jesus today. He is the only way to heaven. Brought to you by MX3.
MX3 capsule helps avoid pain discomfort. Iwas-iwas sa sakit.
Alam mo ba hindi pare-pareho ang lahat ng generics na gamot? Gumagawa ang Rhea Generics ng mga world-class na produkto na ginawa sa parehong pasilidad ng mga brands na alam mo. Ibig sabihin ay nagbibigay sila ng parehong bisa at kalidad sa abot kayang halaga. Ang Rhea Generics ay gawa ng Pfizer, Viatris, Sanofi, GSK, Otsuka, Merck, Fresenius Kabi, AstraZeneca, OEP, Lundbeck at Boehringer Ingelheim. Punta na sa Mercury Drug at piliin ang Rhea Generics. Ito ang Medifacts para sa Rhea Generics.
Hindi pare-pareho ang mga generics na gamot. Kapag may reseta ang doktor, piliin ang Rhea Generics. Tunay na world-class ang kalidad sa abot kayang halaga.
Ang oras, 9:13.
Ang oras sa True FM ay hatid sa inyo ng
Whirlpool Home Appliances that make everyday living so much easier. From washers, dryers, refrigerators, microwave ovens, cooking products, to air cons, air purifiers, and dishwashers. Each Whirlpool appliance combines elegance, efficiency, and performance to help you take better care of your family every day. Give everyday care with Whirlpool. Whirlpool Appliances brings you a new era of home living, where we are all about sensing what matters. Elevating your lifestyle has never been easier. From Whirlpool washers that adapt to your laundry needs, to refrigerators that extend the freshness of your food items. As an American pride for over 110 years, Whirlpool is dedicated to creating innovations that truly matter. Experience the Whirlpool Sixth Sense innovation. Whirlpool, sensing what matters today. Making your world a little easier. Whirlpool.
Basketball has always been a big part of my life. To be great, to be good at everything. When you're passionate about something, you really don't like to lose. It's game day with Bet88 Sports.
Bet88.ph.
Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
NBA star Kyle Kuzma trusts Bet88. Level up your game. Win with Bet88 Sports.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
To the right, to the right.
To the right of the FM band. True FM.
On 105.9.
Our second hour na, mga kapatid. And we'd like to thank, of course, bago tayo magpatuloy, all of our sponsors na patuloy pong nagtataguyod ng Power and Play, now going on our 7th year dito po sa TV5 Media Center. Gusto po natin pasalamatan, of course, ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid. Ngayon, umiinit na talaga. Minsan umuulan, kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum kapag may aluminum tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo 2 Pro. Love every journey with the reliable, stylish, and budget-friendly crossover SUV. The new 2025 Cherry Tigo 2 Pro. Packed with advanced technology at an attainable price, you can drive home a brand new 2025 Tigo 2 Pro manual transmission for just 708,000 pesos. With a powerful 1.5-liter dual overhead cam engine, choose between a 5-speed manual or a 9-speed CVT. Switch to sport mode for more powerful engine response or eco mode for maximum fuel efficiency. Also try our Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid. Discover the Cherry Tigo 2 Pro today if you're at your nearest Cherry showroom, or visit us on Facebook at Cherry Auto Philippines for more information.
Thank you!
Joyride ang inyong bagong kasundo. No more waiting na sa Joyride QR Code Instant Booking. Parahin lang ang Joyride MC Taxi driver at i-generate ang QR code sa Joyride Super App. Ipaskan ito sa driver para match agad. And of course, sa Joyride Super Taxi Hatid Airport Service, wala nang hassle sa pagpunta sa airport. Para sa inyong flight, pre-book a ride to the airport from 2 weeks to 24 hours prior to your departure. For your inquiries, you may call Joyride Super Taxi Hatid Airport Hotline at 0920-948-6550 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Saturday.
Thank you!
717 Deli, serving quality classic premium sandwiches. Treat yourself to a feel-good meal today. Located at 3rd floor, 53 Connecticut Street, Green Hills, San Juan. 717 Deli, keep you smiling with every bite.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you!
Smart, live more today.
Thank you!
Rudy Project Shades, elevate your performance and style with Rudy Project. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, mga giliw nating sponsors, for your continued support sa Power and Play. All right, and we are ready to roll with our next guest. He is, of course, a person that needs no really long introduction. Siya po ay naging champion head coach sa UAAP and, of course, a national team coach as well. And just to get us, get him back on, in circulation, so to speak, and just to get him back on the show, our good friend is with us this morning, no other than the Ateneo Blue Eagles head coach, Coach Tab Baldwin. Good morning, Tab. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Noli. It's, as always, great to be with you.
Hi, good morning, Coach Tab.
Hey, Jara, how you doing, buddy?
Well, it's good to have you on the show. I know that it's been, some kind of a respite for you somehow. You're getting back in the training of the team. So let me just, before we begin with Ateneo, and this interview, I really want to get to see a little more of the insides of Coach Tab. Not so much on a lot of the X's and O's, but we have to go through that though. Can we just reflect a little bit on your past season with the Ateneo Blue Eagles, Coach? We know that it didn't go the way many Blue Eagle alumni would have wanted it, and especially the way you wanted it. What do you think went wrong with the season of Ateneo last season 87?
I mean, simply, we were a very young team. And, but, when you start talking about what went wrong, you run the risk of things sounding like excuses. And the bottom line is that season was a failure. For whatever reasons, it was a failure. The reaction to the failure is what's more important. And, what I've seen so far this year is a group of guys that were part of that team last year, getting up, dusting themselves off, and I think maturing and learning from that situation, as the coaching staff did. And, we expect to be better this year. And of course, with the addition of some recruits, we think we can be a much stronger basketball team. And while every team last year was in the hunt for a playoff spot down to the last day of the season, we certainly expect to be in a firmer position come playoff time this coming year. And we put the past behind us to get to work for the future.
You talk about the team today, Coach. You talked about recruits. How is the team looking? Who are the players that you are considering for the team, and how are they responding to the challenges?
Look, I think that the maturing process of players we had last year is very, very important. Players like Jared Bahai and Andrew Bongo and Sean Tuano are going to be much improved players, and I think benefit immensely from the adversity that we faced last year. But joining the team are going to be, a very good recruit out of Oakland, California. He'll just be a one-and-done player, Kaimani Ladi. And we like what he brings to the team so far. Also, we have certainly we'll be looking at a new foreign student athlete this coming year, and there's a couple of candidates there that are performing pretty well so far. But we don't have to talk about the actual decision yet because we're a long way away from the season. So we'll let our players kind of battle it out for a while. But I think guys that also played a little bit of a role last year, like Waki Espina and Ian Espinoza and Kyle Gambert, all of them have grown from the experience last year. And we expect these guys to step up and be better basketball players. And the one guy that I think has been there for several years is going to give us some veteran leadership, and I think is going to have a very good year for us is Josh Lazaro.
Yes.
So, I like what our roster looks like right now. We have more experience, we have more depth, and the important thing I think that we see, the coaching staff sees, is a greater commitment to a unified approach. The culture building that we see going on is what we want to see, and I think is going to add a lot of strength to the roster and make it, the whole much greater than the sum of its parts. And I think we suffered from that last year. We never really developed a strong culture and a strong playing chemistry.
All right.
Coach, speaking of recruits, coming from the Ateneo Juniors team, who among the players from the juniors are coming in for this season?
Well, right now we've brought in Chris Urbina and Lance Lagdaman, and these are young kids that are going to have to fight for a roster spot. It's very difficult right now to project any of them making or missing the roster. But certainly they add that flavor to our trainings right now of, the Ateneo heritage and something that's been very important to the team in the past. And we want to see it, being fostered again. One of the players I failed to mention was a player in our B team last year who is an Ateneo graduate. That's Third Abdani, and he's doing a really good job in our extended roster so far this year. But it's early. We probably have 25 plus players right now in our pool that are making their case for inclusion in the final 16. And we're so far away from that I'd rather talk about the battles going on, to earn a spot rather than who might actually earn those spots.
Right. Well, given that, Coach Tab, what are the plans for the Blue Eagles this coming summer? Which tournaments are you joining? And of course, are you setting up any kind of training camp anywhere?
Yeah, we are. Right now, we are planning on joining the Asia Basket Tournament, which should be starting, I believe, next weekend. We've had a few friendly games so far with, some of our good friends at Latron, and we have a game today with CSB, and we played Star Horse, the highly fancied MPBL team. We played FEU earlier, very early for Coach Sean and for me, but it was a good hit out for both of our teams. So I said we'll be joining Asia Basket, and then, come summertime, we'll be looking at probably taking the team to Spain this year. Training camp and some games there. Looks like we might get an opportunity to play the Spanish under-21 national team and perhaps even a younger group. But we know the quality of the Spanish, national program. So it's going to be very, very interesting for our boys and useful. And we will probably get some Spanish coaches to come along to our training camp and have a look and talk to the team and maybe, do a bit of work with the team. And then we're also looking at a tournament later on in the summer in Taiwan, which we've been to before. And, maybe some other activities that we'll be looking at, and certainly other tournaments and other games here in Manila, as we progress through the summer.
Coach, you have been a celebrated coach, and everybody knows what you've done in the past. But one thing that, people are probably not aware is, certain things about your own personal character. For instance, have you been in this situation in the past in your career where you've had to resurrect a ball club from practically the bottom of the barrel and try to get them back afloat? What kind of challenge is this, and have you experienced this in the past in your career?
Yeah, I spent 30 years coaching professionals, and during that time, I was presented with a lot of challenges by organizations that, chose to hire me. When I went to the club that I coached in Greece, it was, PAOK is the name of the club, and they were really down and out that time, and, had huge budget challenges, and that was sort of a failure right from the start. I walked into a situation that the roster was very weak. The recruiting challenge was very tough because I didn't know the Greek league and the Greek players. But then learning from that experience, I went on to a team in Romania that had been a good team, but was having a very rough season. They were on a 9-game losing streak. And I walked into a team mid-season that was, really down in the standings. And we had an amazing run in the second round of the competition. We made it to the playoffs and ended going all the way to the finals and all the way to the game 7 of a fantastic final series, and ultimately losing in game 7. And then when I went to Turkey, I also took over a team sort of early in the season that was struggling. They had just risen to first division from second division. This was their first year in first division. And we spent the whole year battling that year and trying to, I guess, save our status in first division. We won the last game of the season on a buzzer beater. And I've never been part of a celebration like that. And all that did was save the team staying in first division. Yeah. So it was still a really challenging year. Came back the next year, and we had a tremendous season. We finished third in the league. We made it to the semifinals. I was selected as coach of the year in the Turkish league. And so that was a situation where it was really tough circumstances, and we managed to, with the help of a lot of people, of course, and a very good roster, we managed to get that thing turned around. And that program, I moved on after that season, and that program went on to, some good years, some rough years, but ultimately some great success. 6 or 7 years later, they even played one season in EuroLeague. So it was fun to be a part of that organization as it was learning how to grow, and certainly the lessons of trying to achieve against all odds are something that you carry forward in your career.
Okay, Coach, picking up from the question of Nolly and your experiences in other tournaments, how do you deal with pressure right now? Going back to your challenge here with the Ateneo Blue Eagles, how do you deal with this pressure?
Jerry, I think when you interview sports people, a lot of people like to, they like to make maybe a big deal of questions like yours, because there's a lot that you can say, but I think a lot of it is fluff, personally. To be perfectly honest, the only way to deal with any sort of adversity is to surround yourself with as good a people as you possibly can.
Right.
And that means a great coaching staff and as strong a roster as we can recruit, and then work your butt off. If you factor pressure into everything you're doing, I think you're making a mountain out of a molehill, because if you choose to be in sports, pressure is a part of your life. It comes with everything that you do, and honestly, you try to ignore it. You try to work through it and minimize the impact, because the psychological impact of pressure is almost always negative. If you look at pressure, I think Joe Mazzulla, I think the Celtics coach, he has a great philosophy on things like pressure. He said, rather than having to deal with pressure, is one way of saying it, we're really blessed in that we get to deal with pressure. We're blessed with the opportunity of being able to perform in an environment that, so many people would love to be in our shoes.
Yeah.
And so I prefer to look at it, as it's just part of the job. It's there all the time. And if anything, it probably helps you rise to greater performances. And if you look at it as something that you're intimidated by, or you feel like it can diminish your performance, then it probably will.
Right.
So I choose not to see pressure in that light.
We've had some really good conversations, Tab, and one of the things that I recently came across is this article of Daryl Morey of the Philadelphia 76ers. He's the GM and president, and he's using artificial intelligence to make basketball decisions. This is in relation to trades and even picking up players from the free agent market. Now, we've talked about AI in our past discussions when we've been together. What is your take or view on AI, and is this something that you ever used in your basketball career, especially now?
I can hear the...
Wait, we're losing the audio. Can we get an audio of Tab? Okay.
Can you hear me now, guys?
Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're good.
I'm saying I can hear the humor in your voice now, Noli, because I know you're setting this up because of I think it was the 12th hole, you know, when I pulled out my Chat GPT for, you know, the exact club to use.
And exactly the shot that you need. Okay.
Exactly. And I'll let you, you know, inform the listeners about the result.
Well, yeah. We'll get to that in a minute.
To your question, yeah, I've really become a disciple unwittingly of ChatGPT because I'm in the process of working on a book, and I was advised by the publishers to use ChatGPT to help me in you know, research and in putting the book together in the process. And I've found it's really amazing, you know, because I'm not a high-tech guy. I'm not ignorant about technology, but I wouldn't call myself, you know, a high-tech guy. But I'm using ChatGPT all the time for research, for advice, and primarily for information. So, you know, after coaching for as long as I have, there's a lot going on in my head as regards almost all issues. But it's almost never a complete picture when you sit down and think about it. And what I've found with AI is it does a great job of filling in the gaps and, you know, fleshing out thoughts and ideas that you might have. And the thing that I really love about it is it's conversational. So you can sit down with ChatGPT, and one question that you ask it, it will provide an answer, but it will provoke more conversation, which will take you places in the conversation that you didn't initially think about even asking it, or even in your own thought processes. And so I find that it is outstanding for me in terms of provoking greater thought than what I might already have. So it's not just the information, it's the provocation to carry the conversation into realms that I might not have looked into initially. And you know, for that, I expect that I will even grow more and learn more from it.
Terrific.
Actually, Coach, speaking of ChatGPT, I haven't used that. And it seems that...
that's why you lost that hole. That's the problem.
Excuse me.
If you put in your golf game, I would highly advise, you know, perhaps putting it on autopilot for you.
No, but seriously, would that apply to sports analytics?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I'm being warned also that it isn't foolproof. It does make mistakes. But generally speaking, from what I've seen, I haven't experienced much and I've used it quite extensively, and I haven't experienced much in the way of wrong or misleading information. And you know, I guess, you know, you have to, I guess, be relatively careful with it. I'm using it, as I said, mostly just to fill in the gaps, the information gaps and the research gaps. But in data analytics, it won't only give you analytics. As I said, it will also provoke you to think about other analytics ideas, which is what I really love about it, because it adds knowledge. It doesn't just fulfill or fill the gaps. It adds to your knowledge, which is different than, say, Google searching, where you just go and find an answer to a question. This takes you beyond the answer and oftentimes enhances the whole conversation.
All right. Well, you know, let me jump to another topic here, Tab, and you know, before we get into our golf game and how much you took away from us, how much money you took from us. But all right, you know, about Gilas, and you know, I know that you're a very keen observer as well of what's happening in the international scene. So we obviously did not fare as well as we wanted to in the last window, as well as in the last performance of Gilas. And one of the key players that was not there was Kai Soto. Some people are, of course, saying that, can one player make that big of a difference, given that, you know, when he was the only player that was absent in that lineup? How significant is Kai Soto to this Gilas team and, of course, the system that Coach Tim Cohn is implementing right now, Tab?
He's very significant. I mean, you're talking about a player that's, has NBA aspirations, and they are realistic. And Kai is still such a very young big man. He's been in our minds for several years now, so we tend to think of him, as this veteran guy. And to a degree, he is a veteran player, but, Kai's future is going to be much bigger and better than what we've seen in his past. And what we've seen in his past is already very impressive. So, I think we need to, keep a perspective on what Kai has already accomplished and what he means to Coach Tim's program and Gilas' future. It's huge. But also, to flip that coin over, it's very dangerous to say that one player is the be-all and end-all of your program. And I know Tim, and I know Tim isn't going to, sit down after a tough stretch and make a lot of excuses. That's not Tim's way, and it isn't the right way. Tim's going to take the punch on the chin. He's going to learn from it. He's going to prepare, and he's going to do everything he can to fill in any gaps that are there, particularly coming up to Asia Basket this summer. But the real story behind Gilas right now, which is so often the case when you see good performers run into a rough patch, the real story is there's almost always a conspiracy of circumstances that invade your happy world. So it wasn't just Kai's injury, although that was a huge thing. It was also going on the road to a New Zealand team that was in desperate circumstances themselves under a new coach, having been beaten by the Philippines, which did not sit well in the land down under. And they were going to come out and give their very best. It was going to a preparation tournament in Doha with almost no practice time and playing against a really tough Egyptian side. The Qatar side wasn't probably that strong, but it doesn't come to my mind who the third team was there, but it's another very, very good Asian international team.
I believe it was Lebanon, I think.
Lebanon, yes. So you take your thumps there hoping they help you get prepared, but then the final piece to this puzzle, and Tim alluded to it, was, they already had their ticket to Asia Basket.
Right.
And that works against the player's mindset too. So when things start to unravel a bit, you don't get the resolve from the player. You don't get the fighting spirit sometimes from the players because they're already thinking, well, we've already got in hand what is most important, and that's the ticket to the next major event. So that conspiracy of circumstances, and Tim won't tell you that, but those are a super big challenge for a head coach. And, he handled it so well, and he said, let's move on. We got to take this setback on the chin and begin to prepare for the next major event. And they're going to be much better. They're going to be, even without Kai, they're going to be better prepared, and they're going to learn from this tough experience and come out fighting. And that's what you expect of Gilas, and that's what you're going to get from Coach Tim and from Gilas.
Well, we certainly are looking forward to that. Of course, it will be a big challenge in the FIBA Asia Cup with all of the teams. Maybe just very quickly here, Tim, Coach Tab. We know we lost to Chinese Taipei. It was a team that obviously also was on a rebuild, and clearly the entire Asia is on a rebuild. Very quickly, I know you've always been monitoring the Asian situation. Which teams are we looking out for in FIBA Asia that maybe are quietly also doing their job and preparing heavily for the tough road ahead?
Well, I think the team that everybody better remember, because it's kind of slipped from our consciousness over the last couple to 3 years. And if you look at the latest result, what China did to Japan, because
Right.
Japan is now a real force in Asia. They're one of the best teams. When you remove Australia and New Zealand from the conversation, you immediately start thinking about Japan because of the progression they've made. But China absolutely smacked down Japan in the last window. And I don't know exactly what's going on in China, but I know that Yao Ming has really taken control of the federation. They've now, for the first time in a long time, gone away from foreign coaches and gone back to a Chinese coach. And he's obviously done a very good job. And they're always going to be laden with talent. So watch out for China. Right. Watch out for Japan. Korea is always going to be strong. Lebanon is experiencing, in spite of all the troubles that country is facing, they're in a golden age right now with their team. They're very, very strong. Jordan, I don't know really what will happen with Jordan. They've been good the last few years. They still have some veteran players that are there. They're going through some coaching changes now, but they've got Rondai Hollis-Jefferson, who I think is probably as good a naturalized player as there is in the world right now.
Right.
And he really strengthens that team.
Yeah.
Ron has been rebuilding, but they also have, a lot of talent. And then, of course, you've got Australia and New Zealand sitting there. So I think Asia is as strong as it's ever been. I think we have our place in the conversation, but I don't think it's at all a given that we should be thinking we're going to, be in a podium finish at Asia Basket. I think that we should be thinking that we have a hell of a fight on our hands to get to that conversation of being in a podium finish. And if we are anywhere near it, I think that's going to be a good performance for the team.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to that, and I'm sure we will be talking about that a lot more in the next few months. Coach Tab, I look forward to our next game. I will be telling Jared to get his AI, his ChatGPT, for his next putt, which is 4 feet, and he for par, and he commits double bogey.
Yeah, I think the best advice we can give Jared is to play a different type of music, to put you and me off a little bit more, because the elevator music that he's playing while we're out on the court is tending to calm my nerves and really helping me play a better brand of golf.
Well, stay calm, Coach Tab. Thanks so much. We'll see you around.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Tab.
All the best.
Okay.
Kaibigan natin po, Coach Tab Baldwin. Always a great conversation.
Pinasok mo pa yung
ChatGPT.
elevator music ko eh.
Alam niyo po kasi ito si Parin Jera, whenever we play, meron nung music yan habang naglalaro kami ng golf. And Coach Tab experienced that. I'm sure he was not lulled into sleep. In fact, he had a wonderful game in our last game. Always a pleasure to have him on the show. Alright mga kaibigan, we are ready to roll for our final segment of the day. Siyempre po, pinag-uusapan natin kanina ang mga pag-init ng summer. Well, sa summer po, meron ding magbibigay sa atin ng excitement. At yan po ang ating pag-uusapan sa In the Spotlight. Magbabalik po after a 5-year absence ang Summer Spectacle, yung tinatawag nating Tour of Luzon 2025. At para po pag-usapan ito, kasama po natin ang chairman ng Duck World Philippines at ang Chief Regulatory Officer ng Metro Pacific Tollway Corporation, mga organizers ng Tour of Luzon 2025, si Mr. Patrick Gregorio at si Mr. Ari Perez. Good morning, Ari, and good morning, Pato.
Magandang umaga, Kon. Magandang umaga din, Jera.
Good morning, Ari. Oy, good morning, Pato.
Good morning, Boss Jera, Compadre Noli. Good morning.
Mukhang, Pato, maganda naman ang background mo dyan, ha?
Parang malamig na naman yan, Mr. Gregorio.
Talagang, alam niyo po, talagang sinadya ko ito para inggitin kayo.
Nakakahalata na kami.
Talagang sabi ko, kailangan pakita ko uli na ang tagal niyong pumunta rito sa Baguio.
Malapit na.
Nag-iimbita.
Basta nandiyan din si Mayor Ari. Alam mo naman, yung long time no see, Ari. Alam mo, last time ko nakita si Ari, I was still in the PSC and he took good care of me doon sa Clark. Yeah. And tawagan namin dyan si Mayor. At I'm just so happy that you're now with MPTC and really working on sports, Ari.
Yes, Kom. Oo, nakakamiss. Oo. At least ngayon, kahit nasa Tolways na ako. Nasa sports pa rin tayo.
Tama. So, let me begin with this. Dahil pareho kayong organizers itong tinatawag na The Great Revival, ang Tour of Luzon. I will start with you, Pato. Bakit niya naisipan to revive this after a 5-year absence?
Alam mo naman to, Sir Nolly, nung tayo ay kasama dun sa MVP Sports Foundation, noon pa man, kasama na talaga sa development plans itong cycling, no? Aside from basketball, football, kasama na yung cycling. And so many years ago, alam natin yan na sinabi pa nga ni MVP, one day I want to see a Filipino in the Tour de France. I want to see a team in the Tour de France. Hindi ho nawala yan eh. Siguro nawala lang yung focus nung nagkaroon ng COVID. Pero nung tapos medyo nawala na rin yung yung suporta ng iba, and hindi na rin naka-focus yung kaibigan natin si Chairman Bert, no? Rest in peace Chairman Bert. Kaya sabi ko nga nung kino-conceptualize namin to, sabi ko, alam mo, Aray, Mayor, parang ang bagay talagang sumuporta dito sa cycling ay Tolways. Yeah. Because I see Aray using his bike 2-3 times a week with Secretary Vince Dizon. Pinapanood ko sila, ingit na ingit ako, hindi naman ako makasabay. Kaya sabi ko, baka gusto niyong i-consider yung cycling. Doon lang po nagsimula yan.
Talaga?
Doon lang nagsimula yung kwentuhan na yan.
Bakit naman napasok ang MPTC dito, Mayor Aray?
Number one ho, passion ko talaga yan. Sa sports, talaga ako mahilig talaga ako sa sports, and cycling is my number one sport. Kasama ko dyan si Secretary Vince Dizon. Kasi kahit bago siya maging secretary, kasama ko na yan magbike. So eto, nandito si Brother Pato, na ulit niya yan. Lalo na nung sinabi niya sa akin na si Chairman MVP, matagal niya nang sinusuportahan ng cycling. At he wanted to send a cyclist or a team sa Tour de France. Kaya nung we brought this idea when I had a meeting with him in one of the meetings that I have on a weekend. Sabi niya, it's a brilliant idea. Kaya doon nag-umpisa ho lahat ng pagiging partner ng Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation sa Duck World to revive this Tour of Luzon.
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, Mayor Aray, tsaka kay kaibigan Pato, ako personally, tuwan-tuwa ako at nabuhay muli itong Tour of Luzon. Dahil alam naman natin, siguro kami ni partner, we're much older than you guys. Talagang sinusubaybayan namin itong Tour of Luzon dati. And I was even a cyclist myself. Kaso nga lang, because of the technology, ngayon, katulad dati, yung toe clip, talagang tsetsempohan ko pa yun bago mo maipasok yung pae. Ngayon, klitsch na lang gagalan mo na, lock na Kaya yung tuhod ko, yung shin ko, panay konyat yan. Dahil palagi ko hindi tinatamaan yung toe clip But going back, no, what is the format of this Tour of Luzon? Will it be the same as the Tour of Luzon during the 70s and 80s? Or ano ba to? Ano bang system nitong Tour of Luzon ninyo?
Sir Jera, Sir Dolly, alam mo ba, si Mayor Ari nang sasagot niyan, pero gusto ko lang sana, allow me, para magkaalaman lang tayo ng edad. Pakisabi nyo nga kung sino yung inabutan yung siklista. Para lang
bata pa kami noon, si Jesus Garcia.
Ako hindi ako nakikialam dyan. Hindi masyado. Kasi ako, nandito na ako, kay Carlo Gibb na ako Mga ganun na
Kasi doon pa lang magkakaalaman na doon sa edad. Sino bang inabutan nyo? Si Carlos, si Padilla?
Si Jera, si Antonio Arzala pa ang naabutan nito
Ako elementary pa lang ako, si Reynante ang kilalang noon
Pero anong format nga, Mayor?
Okay, Ari.
Okay, sige ako lang sasagot dyan. Yung ating dito, there will be 8 stages ito, about 1,005 kilometers. Ang ating umpisa will be from the north, Ilocos Norte. Mag-uumpisa tayo either Lawag or Paway. Yan yung first stage natin, no? Lawag all the way to Vigan. Tapos Vigan, papupunta ho yan sa Agoo. Agoo, La Union to Clark. And in Clark, Meron tayong 2 araw dyan. May konting pahinga yung mga ating siklista. Pero ang pinaka-exciting part niyan is that there will be what we call a Celebex, a Celebrity Executive Course.
Ay, hindi na muna kami sasali dyan.
Pwede kayo dyan. Pwede kayo dyan dahil susubukan natin yung Unli Hills ng New Clark City. So from there, babalik naman ulit from Clark, babalik yan sa Pangasinan, all the way to Lingayen.
Hoy, taga dyan ako.
And then yung last stage, which is the Queen stage, at doon madidetermine yung ating Eagle of the Mountain. Lingayen to Camp Janhay, Baguio City. Oo. So, yun, 8 stages tayo, 1,005 kilometers.
Meron daw foreign teams, Mayor, Ari?
Aba, by invitation ho kasi ito, no, Com? Pero, nung nilabas namin ito, nag-announce kami, ang dami nang gustong sumali kagad. There are 4 international teams. From Singapore, national team. You have Vietnam, Thailand. There are 3 clubs that put their interest to join. And then, yung huli, yung national team ng Korea. Pero titingnan ho natin kung kaya natin kasi there are already 17 teams.
Wow. Actually, may kilala akong team na maglalagay diyan, yung anak ni dating ES Jojo Ochoa ay kasali yung Victoria Sports, sabi sa akin, no. So very interesting. Actually, naubusan lang tayo ng konting oras dito. But I wanna ask Pato, well, unang-una, may prize money daw to, boss? May prize money itong tour?
Yes, Com. Yung team may 1 million yan. Tapos yung individual 500,000 kung di ako nagkakamali. And then yung mga laps meron rin yan. So talagang
binuhusan.
This is a good revival. Siguro ngayon 8 laps, 1,050 kilometers. Pero pwede namang pahabain na yan kung maganda talaga ang resulta. By next year, mas mahaba na siya, mas maraming laps na siya.
Yun ang gusto ko tanungin.
Something to look forward to.
Sir Pato, anong commitment dito ng Duck World at ng NPTC? How long are you committed to continue itong Tour of Luzon? Dahil ito yung unang taon na kayo ang nag-organize. How long is the commitment of the group?
Well, ang commitment naman natin dyan, as long as we have a sponsor, and I really think MPTC will be doing this for a very long time because isa talaga sa favorite sport ni MVP to eh. Alam mo, ang daming times na nag-present sa kanya. He was even the one choosing the routes. Siya ang nagbibigay ng inputs. Kaya feeling ko talagang tatagal ito, Sir Nolly, and tama lang kasi talagang grabe ang pagtanggap ng mga tao sa Tour of Luzon. Talagang iconic eh. So we're here to help MPTC develop this, organize this year in, year out.
And if I may add, no, kung i-compare mo yung Tour of Luzon dati, no, noong 60s, 70s, eto para laging international flavor na eh. Dati kasi puros Pilipino lang tayo. At karamihan dyan, mga kababayan ko from Pangasinan.
Talaga?
I don't know kung ngayon yung mga siklista karamihan mga Pangasinense, no? But having said that, no, it is a very welcome development na nagkakaroon na rin ng mga international teams dito sa Tour of Luzon.
Absolutely.
Good for tourism as well.
Mayor Ari, may media coverage ba to? Mapapanood ba to sa TV o meron bang radio? Ito kagaya ng binabanggit namin kanina ni partner Jera.
Radyo lang namin pinapakinggan natin to.
Tom Nolly, kung nasaan nagpapahinga ngayon si Brother Pato, dyan magkakaroon ng press con sa March 22. So alam ko, maaaring ini-invite, piniprepare na lang nila yung sulat para imbitahan kayo dyan.
Hindi, pero sabihin ko yung mismong karera, meron bang merong video? May mapapanood ba natin to? Ano bang dito?
Higit pa ho dyan sa video, Com, no? Meron tayong mga drones, meron tayong mga body cams na nasusundan natin yung aksyon ng bawat teams at bawat banatan ng mga peloton at sa mga breakaway groups.
Wow, that will be interesting. Yan ang masaya. Well, naubusan tayo ng oras dito pero I'm sure marami pa tayong pag-usapan sana. But we wish you all the best, Pato and Ari, sa inyong Tour of Luzon. Susuportahan natin yan at sana nga ay patuloy na lalo pang lumaganap ang Tour of Luzon.
We wish you all the best. Mabuhay ang bagong Tour of Luzon.
Maraming salamat.
See you in Baguio.
Mabuhay mo ang Power and Play. Thank you for the invitation.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Mga kaibigan, si Mr. Patrick Gregorio, Chairman ng Duck World Philippines, and of course si Mr. Ari Perez, ang Chief Regulatory Officer ng MPTC, organizers ng bagong Tour of Luzon 2025. Abangan nyo po yan, mga kapatid. Alright, bago tayo magtapos, yung announcement natin ng mga nanalo sa Joyride, Tapa Promo, si Carmi Rivera, Susan Ali, Bea Rodriguez, Rhea Buban at Chris Vergara, 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits mula sa Joyride Super App. Partner, that'll do it for us ngayong Sabado ng umaga na naman. Maraming po salamat sa inyo lahat at sana'y magkita-kita ulit tayo next week. Lagi po natin sinasabi tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit at sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH, teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po, ang inay ko po.
Happy sporting weekend sa inyo lahat.
More power!
And more play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars.